Hello and welcome to another session of the My Solo 401k Financial My Community Daily Webinar Series. We're excited to discuss how to upgrade a Schwab Solo 401k to make Roth and Mega Backdoor Roth contributions for 2024. As always, the presentation is being provided for educational purposes only. It should not be construed as tax, legal, or investment advice, nor as a solicitation. When making an investment decision, please consult with your tax attorney and financial professional. So with that stated, if you do have questions or topics that you wish to discuss, please chat those over so we can go through those sequentially. We do want to go over the topic or the question presented, how to upgrade a Schwab Solo 401k to make Roth and Mega Backdoor Roth contributions for 2024. So as far as the topic presented, we're talking about a scenario where somebody has a solo 401k at Schwab that they set up before the end of last year. And they want to be able to make Roth or Mega Backdoor Roth contributions for 2024. So if they filed an extension for their self-employed business tax return for 2024, and they had set up the plan at Schwab before the end of last year, they could still upgrade their plan to our plan here in 2025 and make those Mega Backdoor Roth contributions for 2024. So for example, if the business is taxed as a sole proprietorship, that means that their self-employed business tax return is really their 1040. So if they filed a timely extension for their 2024 1040, that means that their business tax return deadline is really October 15th. And if they had previously set up a plan at Schwab, they could still upgrade the plan to our plan, which will allow for making Mega Backdoor Roth contributions. And they could still make those Mega Backdoor Roth contributions by October 15th. Likewise, if their business is taxed as an S corporation or a partnership, and they had set up a plan on or before the end of last year, so December 31st, and they filed an extension for their self-employed business tax return. So in other words, they filed an extension for their 2024 1120S in the case of a business taxed as an S corporation. Or they filed a 1065 extension for their 2024 tax return in the case of a business taxed as a partnership. That means that their business tax return deadline, the extended deadline, is now September 15th, which means if they had set up a plan with Schwab before the end of last year, that individual could still upgrade their plan to our plan and make those Mega Backdoor Roth contributions by September 15th. Finally, if their business is taxed as a C corporation and they filed an extension for their 1120, the C corporation tax return, such that their business tax return deadline is now the extended deadline of October 15th, and they had set up a plan with Schwab before the end of last year, they could upgrade their plan to our plan and still make Mega Backdoor Roth contributions for 2024 by October 15th. Now that process to upgrade the plan is referred to as a restatement. So that means that not that a new plan is set up, but instead the existing plan, which was already established before the end of last year, is just upgraded to our plan documents. So I think of it as a cut and paste. So initially they had used Schwab's plan documents and they have their accounts at Schwab. Those plan documents are going to be cut out and replaced with our plan documents, which now allow for Mega Backdoor Roth contributions. And therefore, they can make those Mega Backdoor Roth contributions because they filed an extension for their business tax return, their self-employed business tax return, as we just discussed. Now, as part of that restatement, new accounts will need to be established. For example, you would definitely need to have a new voluntary after-tax account because that's how you make Mega Backdoor Roth contributions. You'd also need to have a Roth account because that's where you ultimately transfer those Mega Backdoor Roth contributions. It's a two-step process. You first deposit to the after-tax and then it gets moved to the Roth. And then if you also have pre-tax money, you need a third pre-tax account and then transfer the cash and assets over from the pre-existing accounts that you have at Schwab for your more basic solo 401k plan that has now been restated, because from Schwab's perspective, those pre-existing accounts pertain to their plan documents, which don't allow for the mega backdoor Roth contributions. So new accounts would need to be established, contributions made to the new accounts, those mega backdoor Roth contributions, by the business tax return extended deadline. And then at some point, there isn't a technical deadline to do so, but at some point you would need to transfer over the cash and assets from the pre-existing accounts which pertain to the pre-existing plan documents to the new accounts at Schwab that now pertain to the new plan, our plan that allows you to do what you want to do. So that's everything in a nutshell as far as answering that question of how to upgrade a Schwab solo 401k to make Roth and mega backdoor Roth contributions for 2024. We appreciate the chance to discuss these topics. Please like this video if you find it to be helpful. It helps us to get the word out to other self-employed individuals, to other solopreneurs just like you. As you might imagine, there's a growing number of self-employed individuals, and this information could be instrumental for them as they help them to secure their retirement. So if you could just like the video, that really just helps to get the word out to others just like you. We really appreciate that. Please continue to engage. Please subscribe as we go live on a daily basis to discuss these topics. If there are topics that you wish to discuss or questions, don't hesitate to chat it over. We've got a few more minutes. But otherwise, again, we really appreciate the chance to discuss and to engage. We'll also highlight just in these final moments, because I don't see any questions here, that we also have our community. We've got over 30,000 members in our community. It's a vibrant community. There's active forums. People are posting forum posts every day. It's a great way to learn and just share the knowledge, either come and ask questions or just see what other folks are talking about. It's a great community there. So we do appreciate the chance again. And until next time, thanks so much, everybody.